all together, and we're going to be together for the next hour. And we're here every Friday, every ring-a-ding Friday, as we come along and bring you great news and we conversate together. That's what we do. And that's the purpose of the show, to get everybody together on one accord, because it's the coffee hour. And now a lot of you may be at work right now watching this show and, having your coffee at the same time. Now, back in the old days when they had like 15-minute coffee breaks, you would go out and you just mingle with your friends and you just break for 15 minutes. But you can still do that, right? And you can extend your coffee hour with us too, because if you could sit at your desk and enjoy the show for the first 15 minutes and then go back to work and still enjoy the show while you multitask on your computer, you can do that. But even if you can, whatever time you can spare with us, it would be great. And we thank you so much for being along with us. I want to say hello to all of you people out in Facebook land and all of you people out in YouTube land, because we multitask and we simulcast. I'm a poet and don't even know it. And we get together each week. For those of you who can't make Facebook, you'd always be there on YouTube. And that's the good thing about this show. We broadcast all the time. Now, later on in our program, we have what we call a 2020 feature. Brian Camp will be along with his latest developments in today's world of sports. DJ Pete, of course, 22 the hour, with his all the information that he has in entertainment, and recites all of those birthdays. However, DJ Pete will not be here today, so I am going to just fill in for him and do this. Is all the reports that he sent in to me. I will take care of all of that. With Brian, we're going to have to play this one by ear. Now, last night, he was on our show, and he came on late, and he warned us like early. He called me like early during the day yesterday, saying that he's got a little business to tend to, and he'll probably be late, coming on the air. I said, well, okay, don't sweat it. If you can't, we'll keep everything open for you. Don't sweat it. Same thing today. He said he was going to try to be here. He's going to be here, and I said, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. We'll be looking for the call when he comes in to do the sports. But if not, we'll just keep moseying along. But I just wanted to let him know that you don't have to sweat it. Just take it easy. DJ Pete is not sweating it. He's taking it easy. So, but he says he's going to try to make it the best he can. So we're going to see if we can do it. He may not make it on time for 20 past the hour. But we're going to have to play it all by ear. Now, as we start the show every week, we always start with that hand clap, right? That hand clap to give all of the credit and homage to all of the people who work at hospitals and places like that. The hospitals and the doctors and the nurses and all of the people, all the first responders like police officers and all of the firefighters who have been with us since this pandemic began. It's began and it's still going on, by the way. Got a lot of great news for you, though. The CDC announced yesterday that you could actually, if you are fully vaccinated, these are for all of you who are fully vaccinated, that includes myself, you could walk around without your mask, all right? There's a discretion. A lot of people are saying, no, I'm not ready for that. And that's okay too. But just to let you know that you can do it. You can do it outdoors or indoors. You don't have to do social distancing. You can hug and kiss your neighbors, your friends, and all of that. And so just to let you know, that came down yesterday, and we announced it on our radio show last night on Talkback Live. And so we're just announcing it today. That's what it is. And I'm pretty sure you heard about it by now. It's kind of like old news, but it's all over the place now. But a lot of people saying, I'm just not ready for that just yet. So they're going to take their time, and they are going to, continue to wear their mask a little bit and just take a little bit at a time. You want to shred a little bit at a time. A lot of people are doing that, and I don't blame them. So that's good news, and it's good to know that things are starting to take shape. And we're slowly but surely ending this pandemic. It's not over, though. All right, it's not over, and that's why a lot of people are reluctant to take the plunge on, taking their mask off. There's certain places you can be. Let's say, for instance, if you're in a park and you're sitting by yourself, I guess that's okay. That's okay. But if you're around a lot of people, of course, even though you're vaccinated and you figure, well, I don't want to, actually take off my mask yet, that's okay. But that's how it comes down right now. So it's all good news. It's coming along a little bit at a time. Like they say, baby steps. and that's about it. But for all of you people who are watching, as you watch each week, we give you information on how to get your test if you need it. For those of you who are not vaccinated, continue to wear your mask. That's the other thing that they say to do. Continue to wear your mask. All right. We don't know who's vaccinated and who's not vaccinated. So that's why we have to play everything by ear. And we want to be honest and honest the whole thing about it, to be honest about it, whether you're vaccinated or not. Things are starting to open up. All the ballparks, they're getting ready to go full capacity, you know, maybe not full capacity, but maybe like halfway, step by step, one by one. That's how we do things like that. All right. And now, talking about that, the phone numbers that I give you each week, we talk about that each week. We have a lot of phone numbers that I like to give you. And let me punch up my notes here if I can find it. I had it. I don't know where it is, but we'll see about it. There it is. Okay. Okay. So now we have, if you look, for those of you who are watching on Facebook, you go up there, you look up there, over here, down here, however you're watching it, depending on how you're watching the show, the information in the section, and I call it the subject section. You can look up there and you should see that there's a number up there, and it's down there where you can see it, right? You look up there, it's the name of the show, today's date, and you go further and you have all of my information, like my email address and my telephone number, which, by the way, you are welcome to use at any time if you want to get in contact with me, make comments, suggestions about the show, or even just to say hi. All of that information is there. Underneath that, you see it says COVID-19 test, and next to it, or underneath it, there's a number, which is 718. You can see it, 718-638-7682. All right, now that number will connect you. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, you go into the chat area at the very top, I always put that at the very top. The same information I'm giving the people on Facebook, it's right there as well. Go to the very top and you will see that information too. It's the that number I just gave you. Well, that number will get you in touch with people that will have all of the answers to the questions that you may have. And if you want to know anything about the coronavirus, they can answer those questions for you. If you want to know where to get the test, they have all of that information for you. All right. They can tell you where to go. All you have to do is provide your zip code, the town you're in, and all of that, and they can direct you to all of that. Before we go any further, I want to say hello to Warren. He's out there. Brian is there. So Brian is here. So that's good news. So I guess he'll come directly, when he's supposed to be coming 20 after the hour. So he is here. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Warren. And good morning to everybody else who are coming in, who are not speaking, but that's okay too, as long as you're here. That's the most important thing. Now, getting back to the number, if you get that number, it gives you information on where to get the test. Now, people wanted to get vaccinated. You can get information like that too. If you don't know where to go to get vaccinated, and here's a few places that you can go. You can go to your local pharmacist. You can go to your doctor who may have a supply for you. Or there are places you can drive straight through. You don't need an appointment. You just drive in, and they have a lot of centers and a lot of locations. And we'll give you information on how to get the locations. As a matter of fact, the number I just gave you will probably get you that information too. Now, no matter where you live, you can live anywhere around the world in different cities in the country. You have local numbers that I'm pretty sure that you can get easily by Googling. Just takes Google. But I just figure I give you this number. Now, the number I just gave you is a local number in New York, but it leads to other places too. So if you have your local number, you can do that, get the information. It'll tell you everything you want to know and places to go to get the test. Now, if you're not vaccinated yet and you feel any symptoms, please go get the test. The test is easy. The test only takes 5 seconds. Slightly uncomfortable, but you'll be out of there in no time. And so please, but we urge you to go out and take the test. If you're sitting on the fence wondering, well, should I or should I not? I think you should. Personally, I think you should, because the faster everyone does this, the better off we'll all be, the quicker we'll all get rid of this virus completely. We want to get it out of here completely. We don't want any parts of it. So please think about it. Think about it strong and get it as soon as possible. and that would be great. Now, the other good news is that they open it up for people between the ages of 12 and 15. They can take the vaccination as well. So that's good news. You have 3 different kinds of vaccines on the market right now. You have the Johnson & Johnson, which only requires 1 shot. You have Pfizer and Moderna, which requires 2 shots, not in the same day, of course. So you get the 2 shots of vaccine, or you can take Johnson & Johnson, whatever is available to you, whatever you can get, take it. They're all effective. And it'll keep you out of the hospital and preventing you from getting sick. And of course, everybody will be happy. So that's the good news so far. You don't have to wear a mask if you're fully vaccinated. You know, you can walk around, you can hug and kiss people, providing they're vaccinated as well. You want to make sure that happens. Of course, you'll never know that. But if you know people, if you know someone for a fact that's a friend of yours or a family member, you can hug and just. We're getting back to all of that. And pretty soon, before you know it, all of the young people who I really get it, I really feel sorry for them that this part of their life was taken away from them. And they can go back out to the clubs and have parties on Saturday nights, sleepovers and things like that. All of the things that they miss, all of that could come back. So please be aware of that. By the way, it's the coffee hour. So what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. Want to say hello to Naoto, who just popped in. Good morning to Naoto, coming out of Kobe, Japan. He's here, one of our regulars. He's here every week too. Thank you, Nato, for being here. Give us a weather forecast, would you? Those of you who are in New York don't have to worry about the weather forecast, because I have that for you. That's coming up. We heard about Lloyd Price, right? Our legendary R&B singer Lloyd Price passed away this week. Early legend. He died at the age of 88. He's the one that's responsible for those big hits like Stagger Lee, On Our Wedding Day, and things like Just Because. All of those classic R&B hits by Lloyd Price. He passed away at the age of 88. So Lloyd Price, there you go. There you go, Lloyd Price. And other news too, Jennifer Lopez. Hey, this was a funny one to me. I talked about it last night on the radio show. Jennifer Lopez, as you already know, her and A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez of the New York Yankees, formerly of the New York Yankees, the designated hitter, went Splitsville. I thought sure they were going to get married. They went Splitsville. And so now, guess who she's back with? Would you believe it? She's back with Ben Affleck. Would you believe that? Really, Jennifer? I mean, really? Come on. Wasn't he the guy that bailed out on your first engagement? Wasn't he the one that left, got nervous, got cold feet, left? You know. Well, they get another shot. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, really. Anyway, whatever it is, lots of luck to Jennifer Lopez. She's one of our local girls here in New York. Born in the Bronx, raised in the Bronx. She no longer lives here, but she comes back every now and then to visit her friends here in New York. She lives in LA now, and she is known as Jenny on the Block. So good luck to you, Jenny on the Block. All right. I want to also announce that this is Asian American Heritage Month. All right. So we want to make sure we get that out there too. We support all of our Asian brothers and sisters who have been under the I don't know, with all of the things that were going on, you know, the attacks on Asian Americans in this city and other cities around the country. So we know that all of this has to stop, but I do support the Asian American community and just acknowledge that this is Asian American Heritage Month. Okay, I just figured I'd just throw that out there for you. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of weather to all of you, but before I give my weather, I think Naoto just dropped one on me, his weather forecast in Kobe, Japan. He's got cloudy skies tonight because he's there. It's after midnight where he is right now, and he's got 14.5 miles per hour winds. All right, and northwest winds. So thank you, Naoto, for your contribution there to our weather forecast. And we've got one for you too, right here in New York City. And it's not a bad weekend it's not going to be a bad weekend here in New York City. A great weekend to hang out. It's 65 degrees right now. It's going to go up to 75 today, and it's going to be sunny skies, sunny to partly cloudy skies. And we got wind southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight will be partly cloudy, and we'll have a low of 54 degrees, winds light and variable. Now, Saturday, that's the day when you might want to hit the sunshine. Not beach just yet. We don't want to do the beach just yet. All right. I'm not going to even talk about that. We already take a little bit at a time. But anyway, it's going to be mostly sunny skies tomorrow. High 76 degrees, winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Great day to hang out in the park, tiptoe through the tulips. Saturday night, a few clouds from time to time. We have a low 56 degrees, winds light and variable. And as we wrap up our weekend for Sunday, it's a little changed, but not too bad. A mix of clouds and sun in the morning, giving way to a few clouds during the afternoon. We'll have a high 72 degrees. And winds will be light and variable, chance of rain only 30%. So that's the way it looks like here in New York City. And right now it's 16 minutes. It's 15 minutes past the hour right now. And you're tuned to the Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan. Thank you so much for being on board with us. And we've got so much to talk about. I want to say hello to all of you guys. Once again, they're popping in. Hello. Thank you for being with us today. And if this is your first time watching this show, please don't make it your last time. We're here every week via Facebook and YouTube every week. And we're here every week between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern. We're on the East Coast, so we're Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, however you want to phrase it, or Eastern Standard, or Eastern Time, whatever. But anyway, it's all Eastern, and we're here every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So thank you for being along with us. And so I just gave you my weather forecast. So we're looking good so far. We're looking good. We are going to have our 2020 feature because Brian is already in the house already, and he'll be here in just a few minutes from now. And he'll bring you the latest developments in today's world of sports. Also, later on in the program, I am going to give you my picks, all of my picks of the movies this weekend. Now, just in case everybody don't want to go out this weekend, I don't know how the weather is going to be in your area. It may be dismal, it may be great, but I do have picks of movies that I'm going to talk about later on in the program, and I'll talk about that a little later on. They're great movies. I think you're going to like. And we'll talk about them. Let me see if I have all that on hand right now. Do I have? Oh, yeah, I do have them on hand right now. I'll have it for you later on. We'll talk about it later on in the program. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, excuse me while I shoot up. It's real coffee, folks. Real coffee. And I remember the old commercial they used to have years ago. And I think it was chock full of nuts or whatever. Oh, no, it was Maxwell House or whatever it is. Whatever the slogan was, they say it's the coffee or coffee. That's how it was back then. I see more people are coming in, so I just want to wave to you guys. Thank you so much. Those of you who don't want to say anything, that's okay. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say good morning or good evening or good afternoon. You don't have to do that. You know, I love when you do it, but you don't have to. As long as you're there, it's fine. And as I said earlier, DJ Pete will not be here. I'm sorry, I'm taking his place today. But he did leave me some information to relate to all of you guys, entertainment and reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. You notice I use that word notoriety a lot because I don't look at anyone as a celebrity. I don't look at anyone as a celebrity. So I say people of notoriety. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you look at anybody as a celebrity? Because celebrity is celebration. I don't celebrate anyone. I don't even celebrate me. I only celebrate holidays, you know. And sometimes I don't even celebrate that, you know, depending on what the holiday is. Because a lot of these holidays are celebrated for the wrong reasons, you know. And, of course, you want to celebrate all the holidays for the right reasons. So, anyway. But whatever you're celebrating, Celebrate it in style this weekend. Take it easy, and I hope the weather's going to be fine in your area. And on the phone right now from Charlotte, North Carolina, he's here as he promised he would be. I didn't know he was, but he always makes a way out of no way, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, where the weather is always finer. I'm a poet and don't even know it. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Good morning to you, Brian.
There is no dentist in the world that's going to keep my mouth shut from reporting sports. No dentist in the world. But I was able to get it through early in the morning. So I had to make sure that I was able to talk. The Novocaine is worn off, and I'm ready to shoot, and go.
Okay.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you. Good morning to Cousin Warren. Good morning to Naoto and everybody that's out there on this show. Hope all is well. It is beautiful outside. It's 63 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina, going up to 73. So we're going to have some nice weather, smoking weather. Smoking means not smoking from anything, but smoking in cooking. So this is good smoking weather. Yes, I'm going to make some lamb this weekend. I make some lamb. My first experiment with lamb, and I'm ready to prep it out.
You know, Brian, I haven't had lamb since my mom told me one day. She says, those poor little babies, when you rope them up, they don't even fight back. And I haven't had lamb since.
Well, yeah, lamb is it's a gentle animal, but it's a very, very good piece of meat and everything, and I'm gonna cook it and I'm gonna smoke it, I should say, and low and slow. That's what we say down here whenever you smoke some meat, cook it low and slow, and it's gonna come out tender. But let me get to the sports in the NFL. The NFL football schedule came out. 2021 and 22 season is out. First game will be Thursday, September 9th. My Dallas Cowboys against the Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be on a Thursday night game. And whoever you root for, check your local listings for your schedule. Google it or YouTube it or whatever you can, and you find your schedule for your teams. And hope you have a good football season. The season won't start until September, but they like to put the schedule out, and already it's everybody's talking about it on social media. Congratulations to Washington Wizards star Russell Westbrook, who sets a new record for triple doubles Monday night against Atlanta Hawks, as he surpassed legendary Hall of Fame player Oscar Robertson, the Big O, in the history books. The record stood for 47 years, although his team lost the game, but he gave thanks and homage to the Big O, Magic Johnson, and Jason Kidd for setting the bar for greatness. Former Michigan University star, NBA standout, and ESPN analyst Jalen Rose went back home to his native city of Detroit. He hosted. He goes back and forth. He has a show here in New York. There in New York, but he goes back and forth because what he has built is a school, is an academy to encourage people to do well. And he went back to hosted a mobile vaccination clinic at his school academy, and to try to encourage people to take the shot. Where there are people that may be hesitant or doubt about whether they're taking it, because as you know, Detroit, Michigan is having their numbers, struggling with their numbers with COVID-19. So Jalen Rose is doing what he does. He's giving back to the community. Also, 24 hours before that, on Mother's Day, he gave an emotional tribute to his mother on the air. It was actually during halftime, and a lot of his colleagues had to console him, but it was very touching. His mother just passed away 90 days ago, and his mother and his grandmother meant a lot to him. And Jalen Rose was very, like I said, emotional, but he wanted to give the love and the credit for his mother for always being by there. It was a funny story. Also said that his mother always said, "You're going to be the best that you could be. You're going she always stood by her son. The NBA has created a new award in honor of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Jabbar is a noted civil rights leader and activist, and is recognized as one of the best players of all time. He best embodies his striving for social justice and racial equality. The winner of the inaugural Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award will be announced during the playoffs and will receive $100,000 from the league to donate to an organizations of his choosing. 4 additional finalists will receive $25,000, and all 30 teams will donate a player for the award, and the finalists will be selected by a 7-person committee composed of league executives, activists, and former NBA players. So congratulations, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He should be recognized as well, too. Major League Baseball, the Oakland A's, says they are starting to explore the possibility of relocating, with the blessing of Major League Baseball, the move that they could put pressure on local government officials to greenlight a new stadium. Now, the Oakland A's has been in Oakland since 1968, and they once shared a stadium with the NFL Oakland Raiders, but now they have departed to Las Vegas, so now they're called the Las Vegas Raiders. The A's is now the only lone remaining major professional sports team in Oakland after the Golden State Warriors moved across the bay to San Francisco 2 years ago. So Oakland A's are going to put some pressure on the officials. They need a new stadium. They've been threatening to move for many years. That's a tough town economically in Oakland. New York Yankees have confirmed now there's 8 positives for the COVID-19. 7 of them are on their coaching staff, on the first base coach and a third base coach tested positive, and 1 player that came. This has happened late yesterday afternoon. So eight people in the Yankees organizations has been found positive with the COVID-19. Now, the player that was announced, his name is an infielder, Gleyber Torres. I'm trying to say it right. Gleyber Torres was tested positive. He's going to be out for 10 days. Now, this is the catch. This is the thing that gets me. This is the second time he's been diagnosed with COVID-19 in less than a year. So he's been fully vaccinated. That's the thing. He's been fully vaccinated, but still caught the virus for a second time. So this is why I say, this is me. I can only speak for myself. I'm fully vaccinated, but I'm still going to wear my mask. I'm going to still wear my mask when I go out to the store. I take my mask when I do my evening walks, but I don't put it on unless if there's somebody approaches me and want to chat or ask me a question. That's when I put my mask on. So it's very important that everybody could just continue to wear their mask and be safe. And this thing in sports, in the year 1918, baseball made it legal in Washington, D.C. to have baseball on Sunday baseball. It was made legal. So that was back in 1918. That was way before my time. In 1920, the New York baseball giants informed the New York Yankees. Now, and at that time, the New York Giants played in New York, in Manhattan. The New York Yankees, as you know, known for as the Bronx Bombers, played in the Bronx. But back in those days, they had shared a baseball stadium at the Polo Grounds. So the New York Giants had informed the Yankees at the end of the 1920 season they will not renew their baseball lease to share the stadium. So the Yankees had to build a new stadium, and they have their own stadium. In fact, there's a true story to this. The Yankees built a stadium so monument, so big, that you could see the Polo from watching over the Polo Grounds. You could actually see over the bridge. You could see Yankee Stadium. They did that on purpose to really stick it to the Giants and everything. So, the Yankees stadium is so is so beautiful, so grand, and so you see the architect of the Yankee Stadium, and so whenever the Giants play ball, they see how beautiful Yankee Stadium. So they were just really shoving it to them. This date in 1972, Willie Mays first came back into New York, where he was traded from the Giants to the New York Mets, because he started his career in New York at the Polo Grounds with the New York Giants baseball team. He hits a home run in a win against against his former team, and they win 5-4 at Shea Stadium on that day. And on this day, 1996, Dwight Gooden tosses a no-hitter, and that's sports.
Okay, yeah, that's great. It's back. Baseball is back. Sports is back. And as a reminder to, as I said before, you're going to continue to wear your mask. A lot of people say, well, they're not ready to, even though this whole mandate was lifted. It was at least it was lifted in the White House, because when the president and the vice president went on the lawn to make that announcement, they were both maskless. They were all, but I think they were kind of like modeling that situation to let it's safe, and if I can do it, you can do it too. But again, people use at their own discretion whether or not they want to use the mask. What does that have to do with sports? You mentioned it. There was a couple of people who had developed the. I don't know if it might have passed by me, but I know you mentioned it last night. A couple of Yankee players contracted the virus, even though they were vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated, and they still came up positive.
Yeah.
When you're in sports, it's tough because you're around a group of guys for the whole entire season, and football players, basketball players, or any major sports in the arena. I would think baseball would be a little bit tougher because you're outdoors. The basketball and hockey, you're indoors, but you would think that with baseball and football, you're outdoors, but you still you never know who you come in contact with. I don't carry my vaccination card with me, but if I have to travel out of state, I will carry it with me. But to each his own.
I don't carry my card with me either, but what I do is I made a copy of it and keep the copy in my wallet. Because the card, the original, and the original card is in between the folds of my passport. So, if I have to take a trip overseas or something, at least everything is there. It's a new day. I think we'll get back. I can't wait to get back to the cruises in Las Vegas and all of those great things. And I'm thinking about planning on taking my first Las Vegas trip in years next year. Hopefully, if things are even better than what they are now. Brian, thanks a lot. We'll catch you next week.
Enjoy the weekend.
You too. Take care of yourself. Oh, by the way, enjoy the smoking.
Oh, thank you. I sure will. I'll send you a piece FedEx.
Don't send the lamb though.
Okay.
Keep the lamb. Those poor babies. Have a good one. Take care.
Take care.
All right. That was Brian with the latest developments in today's world of sports update. And he's here every Friday, part of our 2020 feature. Of course, you know that. And his 2020 feature is always 20 after the hour. DJ Pete is 20 to the hour. DJ Pete will not be here. So in just a few minutes from now, maybe about 6 minutes from now, I am going to fill in for DJ Pete because he sent me information of the day. And so I will do that for him. DJ Pete is on the run. He's a busy man, just like Brian was a busy man. But Brian managed to break and get back here to do his thing. So I'm happy about that. If you're just joining us, it's the coffee hour, and we're here every Friday between 10 and 11 a.m. And we compensate all of you people out there. Thank you so much for watching, dropping in. Don't make it your last time if it's your first time. Those of you who don't want to say anything, that's okay too, but we're just glad you're here. And whatever time that you can spend with us each week is appreciative. I really do appreciate that. So again, excuse me while I shoot up. Don't you just love it? This is real coffee. the adult beverages, I have to go down to the saloon and open the back door and let them in so they can load it in. But that's later on for the weekend. Okay, thank you so much. Say hello once again to all of you guys. I see more people are coming in, so I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been a long time. And for some of you, it's been a long time because I haven't seen a lot of you in a long time. And those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being back with us once again. More information later on. I'll tell you, as I said earlier, we've got that information. We'll tell you, I'll give you my picks on all of the movies this weekend, on classic movies that I love so much, and I think you'll like too, on TMC. Have you had a chance to check out my podcast, The Blue Cafe? Well, you can check it out. It's there. All the information is there. Let me tell you something about that show. I get to interview people of newsmakers and people of entertainment. And on the latest development I have right now is with Bobby Rydell. I haven't done I haven't done an interview in a while since that. But it's right there. Bobby Rydell, I spent an hour with him doing On the Air, and we had a great time doing that show. What a great man he is. That was my last interview. And you can check that out along with the interview I had prior to that, which was Jimmy Clanton. And then I had one with Bobby Wilson, the son of Jackie Wilson, and they're all three great interviews. I think you're going to like them. Check them out. All you have to do is go there. If you're watching Facebook, go at the top over here or down there, wherever you can see it. It's the subject area, and you can find it there way at the bottom, the last element there. It says the Blue Cafe, and underneath that, it has a direct link. You can pop it on, and it'll take you right there. It'll take you directly there. And you can see all of the three interviews. The top interview is the one with Bobby Rydell. That's the latest interview. And go check it out. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, you may look at the top over there in the chat area, the very top of the chat area, all of that information. Whatever information I feed to Facebook, YouTube, you get it too. No one's ostracized or anything or critiqued. Everybody gets the same treatment here, so you can check it out. So check out those interviews on the Blue Cafe. Go there, and we'll talk more about it later before we go off the air. We'll repeat it again before we go off the air. I also tried to invite one of the original teenagers, one of the original Frankie Lyman teenagers, Jimmy Merchant. I spoke to him about 2 days ago. We spoke on the phone. He called me up, and I told him I'd like to have him on the show. And we talked for a while, and he wanted to know when we can do it. I said, well, I'll tell you what, let me call you the next day, tomorrow, and we can arrange what day we can do it. So I came up, my idea is to come up with Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So I called him back, left a message. So far, he didn't get back to me, and then I didn't hear from him. So yesterday, I got in contact with him again. Still haven't heard from him, but hopefully, he will call before the weekend is over. And if he doesn't like the day I have for him, we could work around it. But we're going to try to get him on. Hopefully, he'll call me today. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it's coming up to 20 to the hour. It's coming up to 21 minutes to the hour. And of course, it's Talk Back Live. And thank you guys for being along with us. And we're going to be here to the top of the hour. And again, we're here every Friday. Every ring-a-ding Friday. Every ring-a-ding Friday. And it's just a gas to be with you guys. I mean, I'm talking old school now. It's a gas. It's groovy, man. To be with you guys every week. That I just told my age already, right? That's okay. And everyone is welcome here. Young, old, rich or poor. It doesn't matter who you are. All here. Only thing that we ask is you be nice to us. All right. Well, we're doing the best we can. Just be nice. Be nice. Okay. And again, see more people come in. So I just want to wave hello to all of you guys. I love when you guys come in, and thank you so much for participating in the show each week. And we're going to do our best. What I want to do, consequently, later on, sometime at some place, is when we do the 2020 feature with Brian and DJ P. I want to get that split screen thing going again. All right. I didn't figure that out. I got to figure that out because I know in the past we've had a problem with it. When we did sometimes we couldn't get it, and then there were other times when we did get it, everything just froze up. They just knocked us off the air, and so that's something that we want to take a chance on doing. But there are other ways. We'll find other ways to do it. We'll definitely find other ways to do it. Anyway, this is the part 2 of the 2020 feature right now, and coming up, DJ Pete is usually here for this moment, but he's not here today. So he sent me information today on what he wanted to relate to all of you guys. And so here we go. This is the second part of the 2020 feature, DJ Pete. And DJ Pete, wherever you are, knock him out, knock him dead. You know, he's got something going for himself. So, and I encourage him to knock it dead, kid. And sometimes he'll every once in a while he'll show up with us. He'll be here, and sometimes he's not here. But we always hold around the fort. We work with each other, all the three of us. Me, Brian, DJ Pete, we work together. They can't be here. They let me know. We work it out. That's how we do it. Because I don't want I don't want my guys to experience any kind of pressure. I don't want them to be pressured. You know, I'm not one of those kind of guys that'll pressure you. You know, you ever work for some people and they just see the pressure is on. I'm not that kind of person. So we work together. Anyway, here's something that DJ Pete sent to us. Okay, we have a birthday here. On May 9th, 1929, a guy by the name of H. Bomb Ferguson was born, and he would have been 92 today. Here's Curtis. Sonny Curtis was born on that same day. Born on that same day. Let's see. Yeah, he was born on that same day, Sonny Curtis. And Sonny Curtis was born in 1937, so that made him 84. Sonny Curtis, by the way, played for the Buddy Holly and the Crickets organization back in the 1950s. And he wrote the song, I Fought the Law. And he wrote the theme also to the Mary Tyler Moore Show, TV show. So there you go. That's Sonny Curtis. He's on this day. And the late Richie Valens, who all of you remember, that was when he got on the plane with Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and the Big Bopper. You know, they got on a plane to go over to another gig, and they never made it. The plane crashed back in I believe it was 1958 that year. And Richie Valens was born on May 13th, 1941. He would have been 80 years old. Stevie Morris, just Stevie Morris. All right. Do you guys know Stevie Morris? Do you know who Stevie Morris really is? Stevie Morris is Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was born May 13th. That was yesterday. He's 71. He was 71 yesterday. Happy birthday, Stevie. He gave us so many great music over the years, so thank you very much. 71. He's a father, grandfather, and great guy. I met him one time. I met Stevie Wonder one time. Stevie Wonder, you know, you talk about when blind people, when they talk, they know when you're around. Because I remember when I first met Stevie Wonder, a good friend of mine, the late Edwin Birdsong, he's also a recording artist too, took me backstage to one of his shows. Stevie Wonder, he opened up for Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was a headliner, and he took me backstage, and he said, I'd like you to meet Stevie Wonder. So I'm standing over Stevie Wonder. Stevie had his back turned, and Edwin said, I want you to meet Frank Allan. And and Stevie Wonder turned around to where I was standing. I didn't say a word. He turned around. He just knew where I was. He turned around and held his hand out and shook my hand. And so it just shows you that blind people have great senses. They can tell where you are, what you're doing, great sense of taste and everything, just like, you know, any other human being. Anyway, happy birthday again, Stevie Wonder. Charlie Gracie, a lot of you may not remember him. He was born on May 14th. Today is his birthday. He would have been 80, or he is 85 because he's still alive. 85 years old today. Now, those of you who don't know who Charlie Gracie is, if you're a baby boomer, you remember him. He made that record, Butterfly, You Butterfly, and Fabulous. And my good friend DJ Pete met him. DJ Pete met him. We're going to have to ask DJ Pete what kind of person he was. He met him. Walton Robert Casado. Walton Robert Casado, who's better known as Bobby Darin. Bobby Darin was born on this day in 1936. He would have been 85 today. And finally, Will Dub Jones. He was a bass singer for the Coasters. Yakety Yak, Don't Talk Back. He would have been 93 today. And so those are all of the people. My choices and all the birthdays that you know of these people sent by DJ Pete. And thank you, DJ Pete. Hopefully we can catch you next week. If not, you will relay more information for next week's show. By the way, speaking of DJ Pete, you could always check out his show. He's on the air. He's a disc jockey. I had fun doing it. I miss it. But he's still holding down the fort. You can check him on www.radio-airwave.co.uk. You can check him out every Monday at 8 p.m. from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also, you can check him out on WMPG Radio out in his hometown of Maine. He's out in Maine, Portland, Maine. And of course, you can check him out. But if you're not in Maine, you can't pick up the radio station where you are. If it's not that powerful enough to get to you, there's no excuse, because you can check out, they have a website, www.wmpg.org, and he's on every other Tuesday between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And all of those things are Eastern time from where you are. So check out your clocks and do all of that. So there you have it, all of those great things going along. And of course, DJ Pete. Thank you, DJ Pete. And that ends our second part of the 2020 feature. I want to give out the kudos, and I got to say this. I want to say kudos and congratulations, all the best. Chindani, Bona Fortuna, whatever adjectives you want to, congratulations, well job done. I don't know, Mazel Tov, all of that. I want to say Mazel Tov to Carole King, and congratulations to Tina Turner, the two of them, the greatest entertainers, female entertainers, two of the greatest female entertainers, and they are inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They are going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I say to the people in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, what took you so long? These are talented women. What took you so long? I'm glad that they're there now. They're coming in there now. But it's about time. Tina Turner and Carole King, inductees, with I think with many more people who are inductees. Jay-Z is going in. And to all of those people, congratulations. But I totally picked out Tina Turner and Carole King because they've been around for years. They're classic entertainers. Carole King, she doesn't have to work another day in her life. She's living off her royalties. She just wrote about every song in the planet and living off of those royalties. And Tina Turner, she's retired now, and she's, living off of her royalties. And congratulations. Now, it's been a long time. Now, the two of them entered the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before, but they entered with their spouse. Their spouses, of course, before Ike Turner passed away, there was Ike and Tina Turner, and they entered the Hall of Fame. But now, as solo artists, Tina Turner and Carole King are entering again for the second time, this time alone. So congratulations to them, and it's about time. Let me see if I can try to get in touch with Carole King. I'm partial to Carole King because she's a Brooklyn girl. She's from Brooklyn. Carole King lived, if I have it right, I know that Neil Sedaka, because they were a couple of years back. Neil Sedaka lived in Brighton Beach, not too far from where I lived at one time. I don't know if we were in the same neighborhood at the time. I doubt it, but Neil Sedaka did live in Brighton Beach. And Carole King, I believe if she didn't live in Brighton Beach, she didn't live far from there. All that in the Coney Island area, somewhere in there. So I am partial to Carole King. I am happy for Carole King, not only for her entry in the induction of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but a Brooklyn girl going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm happy for Carole King and Tina Turner. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, it's a coffee hour. You're wondering what all of this madness is. Of course, we're part of the action here of this madness, and we're here every Friday. And let's see. So Warren says, take a picture of the... Warren's asked me to take a picture of the Vax record with the phone. Okay, let me see. Take a picture of the Vax record with your phone. I believe he said, I believe Vax. Is it Vax or Wax? Kind of break that down for me, Warren. He wants me to take a picture of the Vax record. What's the Vax record? Is that a typo, or are you referring to Wax record? Vax records with your phone. All right, kind of break that down for me, because I'm kind of having a hard time to do that, and I can do that whatever he wants me to do. I do whatever anybody wants me to do. That's how I am. He wants me to take a picture of the Vax record. Break that down. Okay. The Vax. Oh, you see, Warren, what you did, I call that verbal laziness. Instead of saying the whole word, he says he breaks it down. Okay, I didn't get it. Vax record. The vaccination. Oh, I see where he's going with that. He doesn't want me to take a picture of mine. He just, because I said earlier, when people have their cards, you get your card, right? That's your record, letting you know you've been vaccinated, letting other people know you've been vaccinated. And instead of taking the card with you wherever you go, you take a photo of it, or you make a copy of it and keep it in your wallet. I guess that's what he meant, vaccination. So take a picture of it with your phone. Yeah, that's right. You can do that. You can do that. I'm lazy, man. I'm lazy today, Warren. But I got what you're saying now. So you take, but he's right. You could put it in your wallet or take the card. Hey, that's even a better idea. The phone, because you carry your phone everywhere you go, right? Just like you carry your wallet everywhere you go, right? I'm glad I thought of that, Warren. I'm going to take a picture of the vaccination card and keep it in my telephone. I'm glad I thought of that. I was just kidding. Warren thought of that. I'm just kidding about that. Oh, hey, I like the way you guys come out with these great ideas. I didn't think about that, but I'm glad you brought that out, Warren. I'm glad you brought that out. But when you said Vax, I didn't get too much of it. Vax record, Vax. Verbal laziness. It's just like people, they don't say, when people don't say congratulations anymore, they say congrats, right? And I'm one of those ones of people. I get verbally lazy sometimes too. Say grats, or everything is fab, or marvelous for Marvy, fab for fabulous. The whole 9 yards. But now I know it's the Vax. You are so wise. Yeah. He's being sarcastic when he said that. No, you are wise. Thank you for that, Warren. Thanks a lot for that. Okay. We got some more information for you, and we must get it out of the way before we go, because I want to let you know of all of the movies, the classic movies that are taking place coming up this weekend. Now, just in case you don't want to go out on the town and happen to wear your mask and all of that stuff, and you want to sit back and watch some movies, I've got some movies for you that I think you're going to like. And here we go. Turn to classic movies. I'm a big fan of classic movies, a big fan of classic movies. So here's some of the ones that you may remember that I think you're going to like, the classic movies. Here's one from 1974, The Taking of Pelham 123. Remember that? That was done here in New York, too. You know, that was filmed here in New York. And I'm talking about the original one, not the one with John Travolta. You know, they could have, I saw that one, but there's nothing like the original one. 1974, starring Walter Matthau. And you had Jerry Stiller and Martin Balsam in there, and a few other people. You know, take them a Pelham 1, 2, 3. That comes on tonight, by the way, at 8 p.m. on Turner Classic Movies. 8 p.m. Eastern. Everything is Eastern here. Here's another one called The Setup, 1940 film that involves a boxer that got mixed up in a fixed fight. And that's a great movie. I've seen it. They very rarely show this on TV, but now that they do, I want you to see it. It's called The Setup, and that's on Turner Classic Movie. That comes on tomorrow, 12 noon, Saturday, 12 noon, Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. Play it again, Sam. Now, he never said that, right? Play it again, Sam. Humphrey Bogart never said that. He said, if you can play it for her, you can play it for me. And that was all in Casablanca, which you can check out tomorrow as well. A 1942 movie. It'll come on tomorrow at 3:45 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. Another one, Manchurian Candidate. This is the original Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra. 1962, because they had one with Denzel Washington. That was the remake. But this is the original one, 1962, on Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 5:45 p.m. That's tomorrow afternoon at 5:45 p.m. Oh no, not final, but here's another one. It was done before. You've probably seen it before, but it's worth mentioning again. Here's another one with Susan Hayward, a movie called I Want to Live, back in 1958, and that's on Sunday at 7:45 a.m. If you're not up that early, of course, you could always set your VDR or your DVR. I always say VDR, your DVR, and check it out. It's on, again, it's Eastern time, 7:45 Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. That's for Sunday, and that's called I Want to Live. And finally, Joan Crawford, 1945 film, Mildred Pierce, and that's also on Sunday on TCM at 6 p.m. Eastern. So those are all of my picks. If you want to watch all of those classic movies, they're all right there, and you can check out this weekend. Now, if you don't like any of the ones I just said, go to the demand. You're always good on demand. If you have cable, go on Movies on Demand, and you'll find a chock full of movies, classic movies, some movies that weren't long released. They're all there. You can check them out. And of course, you have all the networks there, and you can check out all the networks for your HBO and all of that. It's all right there. And so there you go. And every week I have all of these picks for great movies that you may like. And we thank you so much for that. It's, well, let's see. The time is moving kind of quick now. It's coming up to 2.5 minutes to the top of the hour. We're just about over. It's the coffee hour, so excuse me while I shoot up. Again, don't forget to take your shots. Please take your shots. Go anywhere. I forgot to give New Yorkers, right? Because I'm coming out of New York, right? And I forgot to display this particular website for people who don't know where to get vaccinated. I gave you the telephone number. Everything is up there. If you're watching Facebook, it's up there in the subject area. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can go to the chat area right at the top. We've got all the information I told you about. But here's something that's not up there that I'm going to tell you about now. In case you want to get vaccinated, you don't know where to go here in New York, where we're coming out of it. It's easy. Just go to nycvaccinelist.com. Very easy to remember. nycvaccinelist.com. It'll give you all the information on where to go to get vaccinated nearest you. That's going to wrap it up for me. I thank you guys for being along with me. Don't forget to check us out on my show, Blue Cafe. You know, all the information is up there. YouTube, go to the subject section. Facebook, go up there to the top in the subject area. And it says at the bottom, Blue Cafe, and it takes you directly there. There's a link that takes you directly there. Also, you can check me out every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on my show called the Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Other than that, I will be back here next week at 10 a.m. sharp for more coffee and more of the coffee hour. And until then, you guys have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you back here next week. And have a great day, great weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.